Okay, popping these on. Oh, that's a spider on my ceiling. So today I'm going to be testing out a new foundation. It's the Born This Way Too Faced foundation. I've never used it before. I tried it last summer. I got like a sample at Sephora, but they didn't have my shade, and they added more pale shades. They might have added darker shades too to their range, but at the time the lightest shade was too yellow for me, and then the next shade up was just too dark, so they didn't have like a pink toned shade that fit me. I think I picked up my right shade. I'm thankful that my Ulta that I go to has like full windows. It's not encased in a mall, it's in like an outside mall, so I had a lot of natural light to work with when I was swatching on my face, and I picked up the shade Swan. This is one of the newer shades that they added to the range. It is more pink toned and it's pale like me, so I have a very weird foundation shade. The other day I tried the Catrice Cosmetics HD foundation, and I did like the consistency of it. I don't think it works very well with dry skin. I had a lot of dry patches and I didn't really like how it wore throughout the day, but the pink tone was right for me, but it was too dark for me, and then the next shade down was too yellow. So I have that really weird pale tone of my skin where I am pink undertoned, but I'm super pale. But if I went with a yellow undertone, I turn orange, and then if I go a shade dark, then it's too dark. So when foundation ranges come out, it is very rare that I find a really good foundation shade for me, which is why when I find a foundation that I like, I sort of stick to it for as long as I can. So we'll see how I like this. This is a full coverage foundation. It's infused with coconut water to aid in delicacy replenishing skin's moisture levels, which I need. I have super dry skin. It has alpine rose to help brighten and boost skin's radiance. It has hyaluronic acid for a smoother, more youthful appearance, and it's an oil-free foundation, diffusing the line between makeup and skin. Coverage is undetectable, and skin so naturally radiant they'll think you were born this way. So let's find out if that is true. So I'm gonna use a primer with this, and I picked up the Becca Cosmetics Backlight priming filter, and the reason I picked this one up specifically, I was trying to get the Hangover primer by Too Faced, but I didn't want the full size, I just wanted the travel size, but they were sold out. But this primer I really like, and the first ingredient in it is water. Something I have noticed, which makes sense to me, is that if you don't match up your primer with your foundation, it doesn't necessarily work as well as it should. So using an oil-based primer with a water-based foundation, they're not going to work well together, where if you use an oil-based primer with an oil-based foundation and a water-based primer with a water-based foundation, they're going to match together really well. And the first ingredient in this primer is water. So it's the Becca Backlight priming filter. I have talked about this before on my channel. I used it for a little bit last summer, and it just gives the most beautiful radiance to the skin. I feel like if my skin wasn't as broken out as it is, I could put this on sort of like the high points of my face to give myself a radiance, like putting it on the highlighted points, maybe a little bit of my nose, and I would just go out like that with like brows and mascara and just have like a beautiful radiant face. But I do want to cover up a little bit, so went in with this, and let's hope that they work well together. And then I am going to conceal a little bit. I'm using a couple new products today, so the three main new products I'm using is the Becca Backlight Priming Filter, the Born This Way Foundation, which is the main attraction of this video, and then I also picked up the LA Girl Pro Concealer. I do think that this concealer is a little dark for me, and I'm using it more as a corrector and less as a concealer, which is why I'm putting it on before my foundation. I have ordered the next shade down, hoping that it will act as a concealer, so we'll see how that goes. But there's like a little brush tip, as you can see I've used it. It comes like white, and then you push it together and the product comes out, which is so cool. It's like the MAC Prep and Prime. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of this. Oh, okay. Because there's sort of like a bisque tone to this. This is the shade Light Ivory. And I feel like it's gonna work really well to help conceal, but also to correct mostly. So I'm just putting it on areas that I want a little bit of color correction happening. It does burn my under eyes a little bit, which I've seen with concealers I've used before. I'm not sure how I feel about it, to be honest. And then I'm just going to take a damp beauty blender and blend that out. I'm sure I'll have announced it in a couple videos just because I'm not sure who's going to watch what, but we have canceled our Disney trip because of Hurricane Irma. We were supposed to leave Friday, September 8th, but because Irma was hitting Florida this weekend, we thought it best to cancel our trip and we can replan it for another time. So I bought these nails for the trip. I was going to wear them at the end of the trip since we were going to be going to Magic Kingdom on our last day, and it's like Mickey's Halloween, so it's all decked out for Halloween. But because we're not going, and I was in a very upset mood about Irma and not going, but also just like the state of how Irma is going to affect Florida, that I was like, I need to change. So I put them on anyway, and I'm feeling really good about myself because of it. Okay, so let's see. I wonder if I need to shake this, because sometimes they tell you that you should shake foundations. I like rarely do it. For I Woke Up Like This, apply to the center of the face outward and blend, build to full coverage by layering as needed. Okay, well they're saying that I don't need to shake it. There's nothing on here saying to, so I'm not going to. I'm just going to pop this onto the back of my hands. I'm going to do one side of my face with a beauty blender and one side of my face with a brush. Okay. I love that it's a pump top. I really like this packaging. It's like very sleek and pleasing to hold in my hand. I think I'm going to start with the beauty blender just because that's what I use most. Okay, so color I'm really happy with right off the bat. It might be a hair too light for me right now. We'll find out, just because my chest has been getting a lot of sun at work. But that'll change within the next couple weeks as we start to head into fall, and I'll be wearing more like high-necked things. So I don't really mind if it's a little too light, and I can always darken it with powder and bronzer and things like that. Okay, it's a lot different than I remember it, and I think it's because it's my actual shade. It feels lighter weight. It doesn't feel like it's sinking in and like caking onto my skin, which I really like. Looking up close, it is kind of clinging on my nose and not really blurring out my pores. And I've also been having problems with my nose here, so that's not just this foundation. It's covering my redness pretty well. My redness is still peeking through on my acne and in my cheek area, but like they said, it is buildable, so let's build it up a little bit and see what happens. I do like the finish of it. It's kind of like a satin look, and there is a radiance and like a dewiness, which I like. Okay, do you see that with my nose? I don't know what that's about. I don't know if it's the blender or what. Okay, so the redness is still coming through on my acne, but my acne is pretty flared today, so I'm not gonna knock the foundation because of that. And I can go in with concealer and things like that. Okay, so looking at my like two sides of my face, I do really like how it's looking. It sort of blurred things out a little bit. You can still see the blueness under my eyes and the redness on my acne, but let's see how it fares with a brush rather than the blender, because sometimes you get a little bit more coverage and it doesn't really shear things out as much when you use a brush. Also, I know this foundation has been out for a while. This isn't like a brand new foundation. But every foundation works different for everyone and works differently on everyone's skin. Some people prefer to use beauty blenders, some people prefer to use brushes. It's all up to your skin type. Okay, I don't like how that just went on my chin. It's weird. Now I am going to apply it with a brush, but then I'm going to go over it and pounce it into the skin with a beauty blender over that. That is a technique I've picked up and I really like how it looks when I do that. Like when I do use a brush, I do go in with a beauty blender just to smooth everything out. Okay, so first off, I definitely prefer the beauty blender side to the brush side. It's like going on super streaky. Do you see that when I'm just like running the brush? And my redness is definitely peeking through a lot more, so I'm just gonna stop because I do not like how this looks. I don't know how well you can see like how horrible it looks on this side of my face. And my skin is actually in pretty good condition this morning. I used the Angels on Bare Skin exfoliator last night, so my skin's kind of like the best it could be to test out a new product. If you don't know my skin type, I have really, really dry skin, I have really sensitive skin, and I have acne prone skin. So the past couple of days my skin's been really acting up, but it felt really good this morning. And like smooth, and like I shouldn't be having too many problems with my foundation. Okay, going over with the beauty blender is better. I am noticing a lot of dry patches on my cheek here, and I did moisturize really well this morning before filming this, so I don't know what that's about. Okay, so I went ahead and finished up putting the foundation on with my beauty blender. I definitely prefer it to a brush. I also went ahead and sprayed my face with the Badescu facial spray. I'm just letting that dry right now, just to help settle it. I feel like initial reaction, I don't really like how it's settling on my skin with the texture on my face and my dry patches. I don't see what they mean about it blurring. It's settling into my creases pretty badly in my under eye. It's not really fixing the problems that I've been having on the side of my nose. I feel like it kind of looks a little cakey on me. On camera, I feel like it looks a lot better than it does in person. I'm also super hypercritical about my foundations because I want my skin to look really good if I'm putting on foundation. I don't want my skin to look worse. So yeah, I'm probably gonna try this foundation again with a different primer and see if I see a difference. Okay, I hate when this happens. When I use my finger to blend things out and it's completely removed the foundation in that area. What the heck? Ugh. Do you see this? This happens with so many different foundations for me. It like totally removed the foundation from that area. Ugh, the worst. I do see the radiance they were talking about though. My skin definitely looks radiant. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with my concealer. This is the NYX Got You Covered concealer in the shade Ivory. All my brushes are also super clean because I just washed them the other day. So there shouldn't be anything crazy sitting on them that could be messing it up either. Okay, and I'm not going to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape just because my under eyes are creasing like crazy with this foundation. I'm just going to go straight into my powder, and I'm using the RCMA No Color Powder. So now that we've powdered, as far as color goes, I think I did pick the right shade for me. I think this shade works really well with my skin type and I'm happy with it. We'll see if it ends up oxidizing. I feel like it looks really cakey around my mouth, straight up. In person, I feel like it's really clinging to my dry patches on this half of my face specifically. I'm not too happy with how my under eyes are looking. It shouldn't really have anything to do with this concealer, because this should have helped with the coloring. It shouldn't be mixing poorly with them. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my face. I'm gonna do like a full time lapse of me doing the rest of my face. I'm not going to go in depth with everything I'm using. I'm going to like put it on the screen and in the description box so you can see what I do, but I'm not going to do like a full talk through tutorial of what I'm doing today. So here we go. I'm going to finish up the rest of my face. Watching the 4th Harry Potter movie while doing my makeup was not a good idea. Oh. For a while, like longer than I thought I was going to, and it's already starting to like break up on my face. It's not taking to powder very well. I'm getting really discouraged. I'm gonna give it another go probably tomorrow and try it with a different primer and see if that helps, but I'm actually really upset with how the face looks. I'm happy with how the eyes are turning out, but like my face I'm not too happy about. I'm gonna skip through my brows and my lashes just because I need to get like really close to a mirror to do them, and then I'll check back with you guys once the whole face is done. I just said that whole thing to my mirror. I'm gonna check back with you guys when my whole face is done. I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows and lashes off camera. Okay, so it took me far too long to get ready today, but that's okay. I haven't like taken the time to get ready in a really long time. So this foundation, Too Faced Born This Way. First impressions, I'm not gonna like talk about it throughout the day just because I'm already not impressed with it. It started breaking apart on my cheeks already. It's only been on, I started my makeup around like 10:30, it's now 12:30. So it's been on for about 2 hours and it's already started breaking apart across my chin. My acne's already peeking through. I feel like I don't look refreshed or like like I have a full coverage foundation on. This is supposed to be a full coverage foundation and I just feel like it's not taking to powder at all. It's not mixing with my skin chemistry very well. I've sprayed it with the Badescu spray and with the Laura Geller spray to finish it and set it, and I'm just not impressed. I feel like that's the only way that I'll be able to make it look as I want to is if I keep spraying it with this. I'm probably gonna go in with a NYX spray as well once I'm done filming this video just to take some pictures because I really like how my eyes turned out. I'll probably film a tutorial on the eye look that I did today. The lashes I'm wearing are the Exaggerate number 143 luxuriant double layered lash for a short but full finish, and I really like how these look. So yeah, I'll definitely be filming that soon. But this foundation off the bat, like first impression, I'm not happy with how my skin looks, and I have a feeling that on camera it's actually going to look nice. I do notice that sometimes how it looks in person doesn't translate on my camera, but I'm just not impressed with how it's looking. So I'll see how it wears throughout the day. I'm gonna try it with a different primer tomorrow and see if I like it with a different primer than the Becca one, and maybe that's the problem. Maybe I need to get a new beauty blender. Maybe there's like something on here. I don't know, but I'm just not impressed. I also ordered a new powder. Ulta's doing their 21 days of beauty, and there was a powder on sale yesterday. So I will be trying that out once it comes, so maybe that'll help with it. I don't know, but first impression, I'm not impressed with this, and if it doesn't work out tomorrow, I will probably try and return it because it was expensive. It's an expensive foundation. It's $42, I think, or $39, somewhere between there, so it's not cheap. And you get 1 fluid ounce, so 30 milliliters, so you do get a lot with it, but it's not the best. And I have ordered another foundation off Ulta yesterday that I'm going to be trying, so we'll see what I like better. So yeah, I'm sorry that this was a negative video. I'm not that impressed with it, but if you liked this review and first impression of the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, then please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I have so many videos coming for you in the future. I'm sorry that I will not have any Disney videos coming because I'm not going to Disney World anymore, but I do have a couple Disney themed videos, like hairstyles and makeup things that I want to do that I was planning on doing, so those will be coming soon. But we're headed right into fall. I have my tree right behind my camera and I see the leaves turning and the berries coming out, and I'm so happy. So I have lots of fall videos coming for you. I've popped out my flannel today. Love it. So yeah, that's everything I have for this video, guys. Make sure you follow me on my social media. My Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook are down below as always, so you can go check me out on there. And that's everything I have. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.